What's up, everybody? Long time no see, I know, right? Just a few minutes ago. So this is my second video, and what this video is on is Good Omens, which I actually didn't get around to seeing it only because of time and just, binge watching all this other stuff. So, how do I do this? Okay, so I don't want, like, certain personal things about me to affect people. So I'm not generally going to get into, like, religion and politics. I'm never going to get into politics because I don't want to. But, so when I say something, it's not going to be, like, if I say, well, I grew up in a Christian household, I'm a Christian, whatever. That's just from point of view. That's it, okay? I'm not saying it to make you guys be Christians or, like me or dislike me. Because this is strictly from the point of view of someone who is a Christian. Oops, sorry. So anyway, so let's get to it. So today's video is pretty much Good Omens through the eyes of a Christian. And you guys are probably thinking, oh, she's going to say this, that, and the other. But you don't know that, because I actually thoroughly enjoyed the show. 6 episodes. It was great. So much so that my best friend Audra and I are going to be cosplaying Crowley and Aziraphale for future conventions. Now, I couldn't do it for DragonCon because DragonCon is in like 7 days, so there's no way I could get that together because I saw how much everything is going to cost and how long it's going to take to come in, and it's impossible. So, but we are, so there will be hopefully funny videos and just us being silly with that. That aside, what I want to say is, okay, so as someone who's grew up in a Christian household and is Christian, I'm not a big fan of, like, blatantly blasphemous or sacrilegious things, okay? And I mean, like, there's a line that I won't cross. I will watch possession movies, I'll watch demon movies, I'll watch, one of my favorite movies is The Life of Brian, from the Monty Python guys. So it's actually my favorite Monty Python movie. Everyone else likes The Holy Grail, and while they're, trying to find a shrubbery, I'm looking on the bright side of life type thing. So anyway, when I started watching Good Omens, I had a hard time for the first episode concentrating. I think it was because there was just a lot going on that day, and I just couldn't concentrate. So I ended up going back and watching the first episode again. And I want to tell you, if you are Christian, you're not going to be offended by this movie. Now, there are little things that might annoy you, like the fact that, they have God portrayed as a woman, or that 2 of the horsemen of the apocalypse are female, but at the end of the day, it's whatever. It's little things like that you can look past. And actually, the 2 that play war and pollution did an amazing job. They explain why there's no pestilence, if you haven't seen the show. So, what it's about, and I'll try not to give any spoilers, but what it's about is an angel and a demon who have become quite accustomed to living on Earth. They enjoy it. Aziraphale is the angel that's supposed to guard Eden with the big flaming sword, which he ends up losing, but we won't get into that. And Crowley was the serpent that tempted Eve. So they become friends because they have the same goal. They enjoy being on Earth, and they want to remain there, and they find out that the Armageddon is coming because Crowley has to drop off the Antichrist. So the main part of it is them trying to foil the Armageddon, which was really funny because it makes a lot of sense. There are some people, whether you're Christian or not, you don't really want the world to end yet. You're enjoying yourself, you're having fun, not necessarily bad fun. They weren't really having bad fun, but you enjoy where you are, and you don't want that to change. So that made perfect sense. The actors, David Tennant, Michael Pecan, oh man, amazing. They have such a great chemistry together. As actors, and I would not be surprised if they are best friends, because they do it so well. There's not really anything, there's a little swearing in it, there's not a lot, so I was kind of like, whoa, that's cool. And it was a very, very good, excellent TV show, miniseries. I guess it was a miniseries. And I definitely recommend, Christian or not Christian, to watch it, but you have to kind of watch it. I just noticed that box corner is right there. You have to watch it with an open mind, because if you're one of those people who gets easily offended, you're not going to like it. You're going to complain about every little aspect. There we go. You're going to complain about every little aspect about the show, and even the tiniest little thing. But, I was a big fan of the Omen movies. I grew up watching the Omen movies. I grew up watching The Exorcist. Movies like that. So, I used to, The Seventh Sign with Demi Moore, which I do recommend seeing that one too. I've always been kind of scared because, again, as a Christian, I went to church, and they always talked about the things that are happening in the end of the world, and Revelation, and all this stuff, and it scared me. So I normally will avoid certain movies that have to do with the end of the world. But this one I will watch. Also, This Is the End with Seth Rogen, which is full of bad language and stuff. I don't recommend it for kids watching it, definitely. But it also wasn't sacrilegious, which I was surprised, because Seth Rogen tends to go there. I mean, I did see the movie Paul. But yeah, so as someone who is a Christian, and actually I know 3 other Christians that have seen it, and they thoroughly enjoyed it, and they were not offended by it. Like I said, if you're uber sensitive to every little thing from, they don't really even poke fun at Christians. I'll be honest, they don't. It's, you have Crowley questioning the choices that God makes, and Aziraphale saying, well, that's just how it's supposed to be, which is exactly what would happen if that scenario were to take place. So, yeah, I highly recommend watching Good Omens if you have the opportunity to do so. Again, very well acted, and so well done, and such an entertaining show, and just funny and weird, and just right up my alley as far as shows. Again, so much so that I am going to end up cosplaying Crowley, because when Audra and I were talking about it, she has a coat that would work. I think she said it was a coat that would work for Aziraphale, and I told her, but she said, I kind of wanted to be Crowley, and I was like, let's be honest, of the two of us, who would be more likely to be a demon? I mean, she is a nurse, so she is always helping and all this, and I work retail where I hate everybody, so she's kind of like the do-gooder, and I'm just kind of like the sarcastic one, so it works. But I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Again, it's going to be a while. It's probably going to be C2E2 before we get to do this. So if any of you guys are going to be at C2E2, by all means, come and see us. We'll be running around probably majority of the weekend as those 2 characters, just because, gosh, hair in my face, or in my mouth. And also, I'm going to try and do something for Dragon Con. Problem is, I don't have a video camera. I have a webcam, and I have my cell phone. So I may do some vlogs, whatever you're gonna call it, from there. Just because we want to have fun, and so be prepared for that. It may end up being like a compilation type thing, only because I mean, you want to enjoy Dragon Con. You don't want to spend the entire convention just finding people and talking to them. You know what I mean? Like, you can do that for a little while. So I may talk to some people, get some good footage, get some photos. I don't usually take pictures, only because either I have contacts in I cannot see through. Oops, I keep hitting the microphone. Or I'm wearing a costume where I can't, I have gloves or makeup on my hands, and dealing with your cell phone is kind of a pain in the butt. But anyway, so I guess that's all. So yeah, Dragon Con starts on the 29th, August 29th, and I'm gonna probably, like I said, I'm gonna carry my laptop so I can edit the footage if it's really late and I don't want to go do anything. I just want to relax in the room. I can edit and stuff like that. So I hope you guys will like and share and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy it. And you know what? Always leave comments, because I do read them, and I will answer them. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's all for now. I will check you guys later. Bye.